So I'm going to kick off with what is business analysis. Oftentimes we've been hearing this word being thrown around, business analysis. What does it actually take? What are the core competencies of a business analyst? Perhaps you're wondering, well, I don't live abroad. It's an evolving role right now that will be marketable anywhere in the world. So what does a business analyst do? I hope you've got your pen and paper down to take some notes. So just a little bit of background, right? I'm a business analyst and I've worked with different organizations. It doesn't have to be technology based. It could be office move. So I always start people off defining project management. So what is a project? Is a piece of work that has a beginning and an end. So when you look at, you want to build a house, you will start and finish the house. So there's a difference in project and operations. So oftentimes, a business analyst will come and support the delivery of a project. In the history, what we've learned is projects fails because of poor requirement gathering. So how did BA evolve? Many years ago, organizations were actually outsourcing the projects. Then to other countries, Asia, Europe, etc. And then there was a breakdown in communication. I don't know if you've heard the word of what I ordered versus what I got. So things were not being passed on correctly. There is a story that I've heard that if you have 10 people in the room and you whisper a message to somebody's ear who's next to you and it's passing that message on and on and on, by the time it gets to the last person, what they started off with is not what they ended up with. So this is how business analysts evolve. It's like an internal consultancy role where you understand what your client wants, translate that information to the language the people that are going to deliver it understands. So we're like a bridge between the business and the delivery party. So business analysts use different analytical techniques, tools. We do investigation, we do analysis, we gather information to help firm up the business goals and objectives. So I hope that definition has helped you to actually understand where your role will be when you get into a business analysis role. So let's take it a step back. What are the tools that you need? How do I even know I'm going to be a good business analyst? What are the techniques I need to apply? So these are the things I'm going to be uncovering today. But I want to start off with something called core competencies of a business analyst. You know, competence was defined as something being done up to a certain standard. So if I was to ask you that question today, what are you good at? Before you embark on a career change, you need to look at your interpersonal skills, how you relate with people. I always tell my students, I said, people hire who they like. You can be the best brain in the world. If you haven't got the good interpersonal skills, I don't want to sit next to you every day. People would not hire you. So your intelligence can get you through the door, but what's going to keep you in a role is your interpersonal skills. So what are examples of interpersonal skills? Team building, your attitude to work, problem solving. Literally, when I said team building, there's no I in a team. You need to work together with other people. In business analysis, you cannot work in isolation. You've got different project roles. Remember I said it's about project management. So you've got the developer, the project manager, the product designer, the tester, and so other people in other disciplines. So if you can work within a team, you're going to struggle. Now, what about problem solving? We always like to understand the root cause of a situation. So what I tell my students is, if you go to a GP surgery, like a doctor, they will ask you, what is wrong with you? And you can say, oh, I have a headache today and I'm running temperature. The doctor is not going to magically tell you, oh, I think you have malaria. He's going to do some investigation. He's going to ask you further questions. When did this pain actually start? What other things are you saying? And then perhaps he will get you to do a test. It might take some blood sample or your urine test, depending on what the issue is. So a business analyst do not take things on the surface. We do problem solving. We go down under the hood and find the root cause. What is the challenge? What is the issue? So if you're somebody that don't like problem solving, I'm sorry to tell you that you're going to struggle. So you need to change that attitude now. So in core competencies, we have interpersonal skills, we have behavioral skills, then we have the technical ability. So you should know something about a domain that you want to go into. Perhaps you may ask me, what is a domain? Domain is an industry or a vertical business area. So if you've been working in financial services, you're a banker, or you've been working in a hospital, you will know the in and outs of financial services. You will know debit, credit. You would understand the persona of the customers that you're dealing with. So every industry have their own kind of niche area. So if you are in a specific area, then you have the advantage to be a business analyst within that domain. However, you can be a generalist like myself. I've worked in different industries. So if you're sitting there thinking, I don't have a niche, I'm jack of all trades, don't worry. There are companies that actually need people like yourself because you're more rounded. So we've talked about core competencies, which are your interpersonal skills. There's so many other things that we can look at. You know, your attitude to work, how late or how quickly do you get in, your relationship building, your negotiating skills, your communication skills. You're going to be doing a lot of talking. You're going to be doing a lot of writing, document capturing. So all those things, they might sound really subtle, but those are the things that will keep you in a job. So aside from that is actually your work ethics. A lot of us are working remotely now. So can I trust you if I give you a task to get done without someone looking over your shoulder? So in terms of business analysis role, we've talked about the core competencies. Now we're going to move into the techniques. So what are the techniques that you need to be able to deliver your work?